A computer is a machine that can be programmed to carry out sequences of arithmetic or logical operations, computation, automatically. Modern digital electronic computers can perform generic sets of operations known as programs. These programs enable computers to perform a wide range of tasks. The term computer system may refer to a nominally complete computer that includes the hardware, operating system, software, and peripheral equipment needed and used for full operation, or to a group of computers that are linked and function together, such as a computer network or computer cluster. A broad range of industrial and consumer products use computers as control systems. Simple special-purpose devices like microwave ovens and remote controls are included, as are factory devices like industrial robots and computer-aided design, as well as general-purpose devices such as personal computers and mobile devices such as smartphones. Computers power the internet, which links billions of computers and users. Early computers were meant to be used only for calculations. Simple manual instruments like the abacus have aided people in doing calculations since ancient times. Early in the Industrial Revolution, some mechanical devices were built to automate long, tedious tasks, such as guiding patterns for looms. More sophisticated electrical machines did specialized analog calculations in the early 20th century. The first digital electronic calculating machines were developed during World War II, both electromechanical and using thermionic valves. The first semiconductor transistors in the late 1940s were followed by the silicon-based MOSFET, MOS transistor, and monolithic integrated circuit chip technologies in the late 1950s, leading to the microprocessor and the microcomputer revolution in the 1970s. The speed, power, and versatility of computers have been increasing dramatically ever since then, with transistor counts increasing at a rapid pace. Moore's law noted that counts doubled every 2 years, leading to the digital revolution during the late 20th to early 21st centuries. Conventionally, a modern computer consists of at least one processing element, typically a central processing unit, CPU, in the form of a microprocessor, together with some type of computer memory, typically semiconductor memory chips. The processing element carries out arithmetic and logical operations, and a sequencing and control unit can change the order of operations in response to stored information. Peripheral devices include input devices, keyboards, mice, joystick, etc., output devices, monitor screens, printers, etc., and input-output devices that perform both functions, e.g., the 2000 touchscreen. Peripheral devices allow information to be retrieved from an external source, and they enable the result of operations to be saved and retrieved. According to the Oxford English Dictionary, the first known use of computer was in a 1613 book called The Young Man's Gleanings by the English writer Richard Braithwaite. I how a sick read the truest computer of times, and the best arithmetician that ever sick breathed, and he reduceth thy days into a short number. This usage of the term referred to a human computer, a person who carried out calculations or computations. The word continued with the same meaning until the middle of the 20th century. During the latter part of this period, women were often hired as computers because they could be paid less than their male counterparts. 1. By 1943, most human computers were women. 2. The Online Etymology Dictionary gives the first attested use of computer in the 1640s, meaning one who calculates. This is an agent noun from compute, v. The Online Etymology Dictionary states that the use of the term to mean calculating machine of any type is from 1897. The Online Etymology Dictionary indicates that the modern use of the term to mean programmable digital electronic computer dates from 1945 under this name, in a theoretical sense, from 1937, as Turing machine. 3. Devices have been used to aid computation for thousands of years, mostly using one-to-one correspondence with fingers. The earliest counting device was most likely a form of tally stick. Later record-keeping aids throughout the Fertile Crescent included calculi, clay spheres, cones, etc., which represented counts of items, likely livestock or grains, sealed in hollow unbaked clay containers. A4. The use of counting rods is one example. The abacus was initially used for arithmetic tasks. The Roman abacus was developed from devices used in Babylonia as early as 2400 BCE. Since then, many other forms of reckoning boards or tables have been invented. In a medieval European counting house, a checkered cloth would be placed on a table and markers moved around on it according to certain rules, as an aid to calculating sums of money. 5. The Antikythera mechanism is believed to be the earliest known mechanical analog computer, according to Derek J. DeSola Price. 6. It was designed to calculate astronomical positions. It was discovered in 1901 in the Antikythera wreck off the Greek island of Antikythera, between Kythera and Crete, and has been dated to approximately c. 100 BCE. Devices of comparable complexity to the Antikythera mechanism would not reappear until the 14th century. 7. Many mechanical aids to calculation and measurement were constructed for astronomical and navigation use. The planisphere was a star chart invented by Abi Rayan Olbiayan in the early 11th century. 8. The astrolabe was invented in the Hellenistic world in either the 1st or 2nd centuries BCE and is often attributed to Hipparchus. A combination of the planisphere and dioptra, the astrolabe was effectively an analog computer capable of working out several different kinds of problems in spherical astronomy. An astrolabe incorporating a mechanical calendar computer, 9, 10, and gear wheels was invented by Abi Bakr of Isfahan, Persia, in 1235. 11. Abi Rayan Olbiayan invented the first mechanical geared lunisolar calendar astrolabe. 12. An early fixed-wired knowledge processing machine. 13. With a gear train and gear wheels. 14. c. 1000 AD. The sector, a calculating instrument used for solving problems in proportion, trigonometry, multiplication, and division, and for various functions, such as squares and cube roots, was developed in the late 16th century and found application in gunnery, surveying and navigation. The planimeter was a manual instrument to calculate the area of a closed figure by tracing over it with a mechanical linkage. The slide rule was invented around 1620 to 1630 by the English clergyman William Ortred, shortly after the publication of the concept of the logarithm. It is a hand-operated analog computer for doing multiplication and division. As slide rule development progressed, added scales provided reciprocals, squares and square roots, cubes and cube roots, as well as transcendental functions such as logarithms and exponentials, circular and hyperbolic trigonometry and other functions. Slide rules with special scales are still used for quick performance of routine calculations, such as the E6B circular slide rule used for time and distance calculations on light aircraft. In the 1770s, Pierre Jacquet Dros, a Swiss watchmaker, built a mechanical doll, automaton, that could write holding a quill pen. By switching the number and order of its internal wheels, different letters, and hence different messages, could be produced. In effect, it could be mechanically programmed to read instructions. Along with two other complex machines, the doll is at the Musée d'Histoire of Neuchâtel, Switzerland, and still operates. 15. In 1831 to 1835, mathematician and engineer Giovanni Plana devised a perpetual calendar machine, which, through a system of pulleys and cylinders ANOVA, could predict the perpetual calendar for every year from 0 CE, that is, 1 BCE, to 4000 CE. Keeping track of leap years and varying day length. The tide-predicting machine invented by the Scottish scientist Sir William Thomson in 1872 was of great utility to navigation in shallow waters. It used a system of pulleys and wires to automatically calculate predicted tide levels for a set period at a particular location. The differential analyzer, a mechanical analog computer designed to solve differential equations by integration, used wheel and disc mechanisms to perform the integration. In 1876, Sir William Thomson had already discussed the possible construction of such calculators, but he had been stymied by the limited output torque of the ball and disc integrators, 16 in a differential analyzer. The output of one integrator drove the input of the next integrator, or a graphing output. The torque amplifier was the advance that allowed these machines to work. Starting in the 1920s, Vannevar Bush and others developed mechanical differential analyzers. In the 1890s, the Spanish engineer Leonardo Torres Quevedo began to develop a series of advanced analog machines that could solve real and complex roots of polynomials, 17, 18, 19, 20, which were published in 1901 by the Paris Academy of Sciences. 21. Charles Babbage, an English mechanical engineer and polymath, originated the concept of a programmable computer. Considered the father of the computer, 22, he conceptualized and invented the first mechanical computer in the early 19th century. After working on his difference engine, he announced his invention in 1822 in a paper to the Royal Astronomical Society, titled Note on the Application of Machinery to the Computation of Astronomical and Mathematical Tables, 23. He also designed to aid in navigational calculations. In 1833 he realized that a much more general design, an analytical engine, was possible. The input of programs and data was to be provided to the machine via punched cards, a method being used at the time to direct mechanical looms such as the Jacquard loom.